I'll send you a next steps email right away.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Easy peasy.
13 minutes. That was 13 minutes. So I was watching the time the whole time. That's what I do. I don't like spending 38 minutes, an hour on a call.
Can you just outline that 13-minute phone call just because it sounds like...
Great question, yeah.
You had it in stages.
So the way I handled it was backstory, health of the business, what he's done in revenue the last 3 years, why he wants to sell. That's very important. And then basically adding my value. I got a live seller call that just came in, a lead that I'm gonna give away to somebody today. 2.9 million revenue for 2024, 270,000. It's a non-emergency medical transportation in South. Hey, it's Mike Steinberg, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, is now a good time or you wanna wait till 3? I just saw your text.
No, I'm good. Yeah, it's fine. So, here's the situation. I'm thinking of selling my company. I've been following your group and learning a little bit. But I wanted to see how can I get a valuation and what the fees are and stuff like that to do the valuation.
Absolutely. Nice to meet you. So,
Likewise.
yeah, we'll help you get as much money as possible. I just need to know a little bit about the business, obviously. It's a non-emergency medical transportation in South. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me a little bit about the business, why you want to exit. Just give me a little background if you don't mind.
So I originally started off this business with 3 partners, me and 2 other people, but we bought out one of the partners, so we left with my partner and I. On the paper, he has the bigger percentage. He has 51.5, and I have 48.5, something like that. But we do 50-50 split. My partner is getting married and moving to another state, and he's gonna want to exit. So we were thinking together that since he's leaving, we're probably gonna end up selling the business, and I kind of want to move down to. So.
Got it. Okay, and he's in full agreement to sell. Perfect.
Yeah, we're very close with him. We're on the same page for everything. But I'll be honest with officially we both have a salary of I think a total of 270K. We split 109 or something like that, 106 or something officially. We both do. I do have 2 people that work in my office. One is a dispatcher, the other one is a secretary helping the dispatcher also. They mostly run the business. We don't have to go there on a day-to-day basis, but I usually do because I have nothing else to do. And I, help them, answer certain issues that they come up with or whatever. But they pretty much can run the business themselves. You just need to oversee them with the phone, in case there's some kind of a repair that needs to be done to get authorization from me or my partner. My partner himself, he doesn't even show up at all. But
Got it.
I'm not like that,
Yes, but honestly, that's attractive because if someone does show up, imagine how much more they can push the business.
Yeah. So as far as the vans, we have about 12 wheelchair vans. We have 2. Hold on, let me just make sure I'm saying this correctly. We have 22, 23. We have about 3 ambulances. We primarily focus in Mercer County.
Okay.
So we do work in Trenton, Hamilton, Pennington. We have contracts with 2 nursing homes.
How about PA? You go Eastern PA, Bucks County, or no?
No, we don't have the license to go to PA, but
okay, so
somebody that buys can easily acquire the the license to do the PA.
Yeah, because you're right on the border.
I chose not to do it because I specifically targeted county because the reason why the business is doing I guess good is because all the trips are short, right? Before we used to do other counties also, and they're longer, so you kind of lose revenue for doing longer trips. You know what I mean? While companies do 1 trip per hour, my drivers can do 2-3 trips within an hour. That's why I focus that area.
It's more efficient that way.
Yes.
Okay, and then your trucks, you have 12 vans, 3 ambulances. How old are they?
Some are probably as old as 2017, maybe some are 2015. Some are about 19, 20. I have some that are 22. some that are 24. I don't remember exactly. I have to dig through to see like which ones are paid off, which ones are not.
That's fine.
I usually try to purchase a van or an ambulance every year to like, to get a deduction, you know what I mean? For
Now it's 100%, right? The deduction.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can. All right.
So it helps with the profit or whatever, like, in order to. So, but here's the thing, like, I'm sure you've seen this a lot, but the way my accountant was doing things, like, a few years we weren't showing any profit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Last year we were forced to show. We didn't really have anything to write off much. You know what I mean?
I get it. That's every small business, by the way.
Yeah, and it's a little bit messy probably with the books, so I'm sure you've dealt with that also.
No, what we do is we build you, I've been doing this for a long time. 99% of businesses are like yours. Everyone tries to save as much as they could, and everyone does that. So what we do is I'll build you a bridge P&L just to show where everything is, and we'll maximize as much value. And we'll do that up front, obviously, when we, if we work together. But you're doing about 2.9 million a year for 24. How does this year look? How was 23? How was 22? Could you give me some trends?
Give me a second. So during the COVID, we got hit pretty hard, surprisingly, because everybody thinks that because it's a medical business that it does better. It actually put us in negative because a lot of people died, so we lost patients.
Sure.
So let me see what my 2023 taxes look like. 2023, our revenue was 2.1.
Okay. So you jumped up 800K in a year.
Yeah, I mean, before the COVID, we were always growing about 30% in revenue.
And how long have you been in business for?
I think we started in 2013, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so it's established 13 years already, 12 years already.
Yeah. It's been established. We have a good reputation. Majority of the business comes from the broker, Medicaid broker. I'm not sure if you heard of them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I mean, you can always expand the business into other areas. So you can talk to the broker and be like, hey, I can serve this other area, and you can hire more drivers, more staff, and extend. You know what I mean?
100%. I'm selling a similar business to you, same exact industry right now. So,
oh, really?
Yep. So I.
If you don't mind asking, like, how does the valuation work? Like, does it go off of like the profit, like 2-3x, like, or whatever?
Yeah, 3x. 3, maybe we'll start at 3.5.
Okay.
Now the biggest thing here is to get that 3.5x or 3x. You have to be willing to sell or finance a little bit, because then that really gives. If you want all cash, it's going to be a little lower of a multiple. If you want to try and get a little higher of a number, if you want to sell or finance, the buyer is going to feel more comfortable and they'll have a higher cash-on-cash return. Would you be open to seller financing a little bit, obviously with the business as collateral?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So you make about $217,000 a year between you and your partner. You guys are basically, you're semi-absentee. Your partner never goes. You go sometimes. You have 2 people in the office running it. How many drivers do you have? Can you tell me about your organization chart, your employees, and everything?
Okay, so the dispatcher is basically, she's like the manager and everything. She handles basically everything. She takes the phones home. If you give me a second, I'm going to log into it.
Sure.
I'll tell you exactly how many employees we have right now.
This is very important. We have to know what the staff does.
Hiring and all of that too, so I kind of been, myself have been hands off of like certain things, like the digital, most of the stuff. So I don't even know how many people I have working with me right now.
That's totally fine. I mean, if you could just give me, you don't have to tell me exactly, 10, 15, just an estimate.
Probably overall, I think it's like 20 people.
20 people, okay.
Yeah.
And then the license, it's different from, is it transferable? Do they buy the license? I know it's totally different, so, how does...
As far as I'm aware, it is transferable. It's through the Department of Health.
Okay.
I don't know if the license is acquirable anymore. At one point, it was similar to New York, where you couldn't acquire the license anymore.
Yep.
But I'm not sure if they're open it back up. So I'm not sure if that alone itself is like worth something.
It is. That's why, I want to shoot around the 3x. Maybe start around the 3.5. Now, after, 2.9 million, you pay everyone, you have all your expenses paid. What are you left over with? What do you think? Not including the 217.
So that's the thing, we haven't really dug into it like that, but we have a lot of ad backs that has to be put in.
Of course. Small business, as everyone does.
Yeah, my phones
Your
are
phone, your car, your everything.
Yeah, I have my car. I have a GPRS that's under my business also, stuff like that. We did a roughly for last year alone. It was roughly maybe 700K or 600K, somewhere around there.
Is that including the 217 or is that separate?
No, that's separate.
Okay, so we would have to factor out, I'm going to add some of that 217 in there because your partner is absentee, So I would take out about half of it for about 100K for a working partner and then add in another 100. So I would look at it as an 800 net instead of a 700 net, if that makes sense. Because this is the way you run your business, right? For someone that's going to buy your business, they're going to run it their way. And I'm working for you here, so I'm going to advise the buyers, it costs someone 100K to run this company. If you're left over with 800K in your pocket, times that by 3, that's 2.4 million. Times that by 3.5, that's 2.8 million. So that's really where I think I could get you between those numbers.
Okay, and what exactly do you need from me to, dig into it a little bit more?
So I'm going to send you an NDA that I'm going to sign just so you feel comfortable. I'm going to need a few years' numbers. I'll send you a couple of questions on an email. I'm definitely going to need an agreement with our we're going to have an exclusive if I'm going to work on this because
absolutely.
I got to spend the time with my team. And I'll get to work, and I have over 1 million followers on social media. I'm not going to put your address and your name, and no one's going to know who it is. But I can tease people about this type of industry and draw a lot of interest and really vet the real buyers and help you get as much money as. This is what I do day in and day out, just like what you do. So I'll send you a next steps email if that's okay.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. I've been following you for a while. I've been watching you, and I joined some of your webinars because, I kind of wanted to do this also, to sell businesses on the side. But it just so happens that my partner is getting married and he needs to move, so we're kind of thinking of selling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you should definitely. It's the best business out there because you're on the perimeter and you're dealing with. There's 30 million businesses. We're the biggest business brokerage in the country right now, and we've only sold 300 businesses this year. Imagine, my goal is to sell tens and thousands of businesses a year. It's possible. So definitely, after we sell this, you'll learn a lot through this process too. Jump on board at Hedgestone.
Yeah.
First, let's get this one done.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, so I'll expect your email. Do you want me to give you my email, or you have it?
Do you mind? Can you just text it to this number so I have your number? I'll save your number. I'll save your email, and then I'll get you I'll send you a next steps email right away.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Easy peasy.
13 minutes. That was 13 minutes. So I was watching the time the whole time. That's what I do. I don't like spending 30 minutes, an hour on a call. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, done. I'm going to think about, I'm not going to announce who I'm going to give it to. I pretty much know, but I'll get the agreement signed and then I'll white glove it to somebody. That means...
And possibly a broker.
Oh, he's definitely. But I'm going to get the agreement signed, and then I'll give the lead out, and then I'll advertise it. This is the perks of being in the mentorship program. I'm going to advertise it with your number on it, and then you're going to take all the leads, and with my guidance and with some of the team leads guidance, we're going to close it together. So,
What's the percentage?
12%.
Question about this, right?
Yes.
Do you just outlawing that 13-minute phone call just because it sounds like
Great question, yeah.
you had it in stages.
Yeah, she knows me better than anybody. So the way I handled it was backstory. So the first thing I said to him, we have it recorded too. Backstory, what do? You know, how long have you owned the business for? How many partners do you have? Are you in control? Right? He's not in control, this guy. I need to make sure his partner is ready. His partner has to sign this agreement. Him signing this agreement means shit. We need as a partner to sign this agreement, and him, and the company. We get the agreement signed. After we get the agreement signed, I'm going to send him a bunch of questions. I'm going to ask him, you know, I need to see your tax returns, I need to see your P&Ls, I got to know your employees, you know, I'm going to ask him all the questions. The week after, when we have mentorship again, Wednesday, you guys are going to see a huge update on this file. I'm going to have the listing signed by then, and we're going to have all the information we need, and it's already going to be in queue in the marketplace. But to answer your question, backstory, health of the business, you know, what he's done in revenue the last 3 years, you know, what his organizational chart looks like, what his involvement in the business is. That was a question. Why he wants to sell. That's very important. And then basically adding my value. We have 300 brokers, you know, Hedgestone is the best company in the company, blah, 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 hype us up. Done. Luckily, he followed me already, so it was pretty easy. And that's why it's important to get on social media. But that was it.